Hey folks, happy Saturday morning rant. Already been to the gym, feeling good about that. Thinking about the rest of my weekend, heading up to the lake house. That's right, a motherfucker got a lake house to head up to. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Today, I'm driving through Harlem like I usually am early in the morning as I talk to y'all. And I was thinking, as I was doing this drive by myself, I get a chance to really think about my work, think about what it takes to be successful, think about the challenges, think about the successes, think about the team I'm working with, and just really try to stay a few steps ahead of the competition, if you will. And mostly it's about people, life is about managing people. And if you can't manage people, you can't really build anything. Like, you can have someone with a tremendous amount of skills come on board to work for and with you, and if they got stuff going on at home, if they got stuff going on in their lives, if they got stuff going on at work, and they don't know how to navigate it, and you know how to navigate it, and you can talk them through that, support them, invest in them, manage them, then you could build almost anything. I mean, people keep asking me, how do I build shit over and over? I just hire really smart people, pay them well, and invest in them, and give them the space to grow and make them feel good about what we're doing together. That's like 80% of the secret, and get your ego out of the way. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things I can do better than people on my team. There's mostly things I could do differently than people on my team. And just because you think you could do it better, which is obviously relative, that's your opinion, doesn't mean that you shouldn't hire other people to do it. Because if you can't execute your vision through other people, then you're always going to be small. So speaking of small, I'm reminded of when I was small and when I used to go to the circus. Bear with me for a second. When I was young and I used to go to the circus, I used to be all excited to see the lions and the clowns and the animals and the acrobatics and the tightrope walking and all the other shit associated with going to the circus. And at the same time, like, when you think about the circus, just because when you get there you spend a couple of hours and you see what looks to be magical as a young person, it's easy to forget that there's a whole lot that goes into a circus, more so than just the actual performance itself. And what are those things? Like facilities, right? Like, somebody's got to find a location for the circus. Somebody has got to maintain that location. Somebody has to have a team of people that are making sure the space is safe. There's operations. Like, somebody's got to be responsible for all the things behind the scene, all the paperwork, all the things that most of us can never even imagine it takes to actually build and execute a circus. Operations are important. HR, clowns got to get paid. HR is important. People, as I said, you got to be able to manage people, and being able to manage people is not just having HR, but having like a people and wellness person, someone who cares about people even beyond things like their health benefits and their insurance and their unemployment and the other things that people care about when they're at work, above and beyond their salary. And then there's all sorts of other things that you can't even imagine that it takes to run a circus. So you're probably like, why the fuck is this dude talk about a circus? I'm really not talking about a circus. I'm talking about nonprofits. So running gym trainers, I get to meet all sorts of nonprofits. Some of them I take on as clients, and some of them I don't. I get to work with who I want to work with. The team is really important in helping me decide who we want to work with, because there's just some folks that we just won't fuck with. But there's a lot of consistency across the board in people not realizing that when you go to a foundation and you got to get on your knees and give them that proverbial blowjob just to get that $100,000 and promise them that you're going to change the world. When you promise them you're going to change the world, please stop telling them that all you're going to do is hire clowns. Like, it cannot be just clowns. Like, you need operations people, you need HR people, you need facilities people, you need all sorts of people to be successful to build a nonprofit. And we do the opposite. Like, we literally build like these programmatic heavy organizations. And I get why. Like, I get that y'all get into this because y'all want to run programs. Y'all get into this because, you know, you want to see people get help. You want to change a law. You want to change a policy. I get all of that. And at the same time, like, if you don't have any infrastructure, you haven't really built shit. I always say, y'all hear me say this shit over and over. If you walk away for some shit and it falls apart, then you ain't really built shit. And trust me, I have walked away. Well, I've been pushed away from shit and it didn't fall apart. Why? Because before I even thought about helping a motherfucker, I thought about, one, paying myself. Two, having somebody feed the baby, development, fundraising. Three, you want to make sure you have admin support, because if you ain't got admin, you are admin. So all these things need to happen in addition to running programs. I'm not saying the programs are not important, but I am saying that you're fooling yourself to think that you're going to build this whole motherfucking circus with nothing but clowns. Got to do better. Got to think about infrastructure. And don't let these foundations talk you out of it. Tell them, capacity building, that's the language you want. Use that language. Overhead. When you put in for a grant, you want to make sure you have overhead. Take all those roles that are boring to funders that they don't really want to talk about and build them into your proposals. Like, build them into your budgets. So if you got $200,000 in overhead, in admin, in operations, in facilities, and you know foundations just want to fund the organizer, the social worker, the case manager, whatever, take that $200 and some thousand, divide that shit up across a bunch of fucking grants. But don't let these funders convince you that programmatic roles alone is what you need to build some shit, because all you're gonna be is a sad-faced clown standing there wondering what the fuck happened when everything falls apart. I'm saying, I'm not calling people clowns, I'm just making an analogy. Y'all get that, right? And you get the point, you get the lesson in this rant, right? That's really what I got for y'all this week. I was just thinking about being a kid and being in the circus. Love the circus. Love some nonprofits. Hate a place that only has clowns. All right, y'all. That's what I got for y'all today. You know, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm heading up to the lake house, chilling. Hope the Wi-Fi is working up there, but even if it don't, still got the lake, still got the motherfucking paddle boards, still got the fishing rods, still got the bow and arrows. I'm gonna have a good time because life is short and you gotta balance having a good time with doing good in the world. You could do good, do well, and have a good time. Remember that. In the meantime, don't let nobody steal your rainbow, and take care of yourself and speak truth to power, and try to have your actions match your fucking rhetoric. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Anyway, peace.